Quilty is brought to you by
Baby Lock. Baby Lock sewing and long arm machines. From piecing to long arming for the love of sewing. Aurifil. Aurifil Italian thread. Perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Dear Stella. A unique fabric brand with modern style. Fairfield. Together, we can make beautiful things. Hovels Sewing. Cut to the point with Hovels Sewing. Moda. Make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Northcott. Cottons that feel like silk. Omnigrid. Providing quilters with specialty rulers and accessories for over 30 years. Hey, it's Mary, and we are at Quilty headquarters, and so are you. And thanks for joining us. This is the second part of an episode. If you haven't seen part one of this lesson, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. I mean, why wouldn't you? We're making a log cabin block on paper foundation. We're using a paper piecing method to do this because it's my favorite way. I think you get better accuracy. You don't go crazy trying to figure out what strips you've used or not. It's just way better. So last time we started this block. This is our foundation, okay? We started with the center again, go back and watch, and we got to this point. We have the center and 2 logs added. Okay, now I would just finger press this. Just 3 or 4 logs, are okay before you take it to the pressing surface. Move our stuff here. And here's the thing. I don't cut a bunch of different logs to, we're gonna need 4s and 5s and 6s. To cut all those logs about the right size, no way. That's why this is a great method, because I can just cut strips and have them on hand. And I'll show you what I mean, because you can just trim them as you go, like this. So I need this next piece to be 1/4 inch longer on either side than that, okay? So I'm gonna put this down like this and just snip it. It's about all I need, okay? So then I line up these pieces just at the edges of this right here, flip it over, and I'm gonna sew on this line. And you're gonna see that it's plenty big. Okay. Make sure you don't get your strips, curled up under there. I think I'm good. Okay. Let's see how I did. Bring this over here. Fold it over. You see how that log cabin's building? How cool is that? Now it's time to press. So I'm going to head over to the pressing surface, and then we're going to trim. I'll show you how much quicker you can do that as well. As you can see, I need to do something here. I need to press this down. This needs to be set. You can press right on your paper, and don't smush, just go like this with the iron. I love a little starch, and it's not going to hurt your paper. Your paper's going to get torn off. If you've never done paper piecing before, we've done other lessons on it on Quilty. Check them out. So here's the other thing. Okay, now sometimes with paper piecing, and if you've got a really tight pattern with lots of little triangles and lots of crazy stuff, they'll have you fold back your paper and take your rotary cutter, move it 1/4 inch, slice it. The thing is with this guy, one of the reasons I like it so much, fold back your piece and just pinch your paper like this and trim this off. Just do it. Just do it with your scissors. Okay? Like that. It doesn't have to be pretty back here. It doesn't have to look good. That's the seam allowance behind. Who cares? So you do this. Okay, this one could probably use a little trim, but it's okay. It's okay. So now the next log I'm going to add is this one. Okay, so I am going to, it's number 5, so I need it to be a little bit longer than that line right there. So I put this down. I'm going to eyeball it. It's right about like this. Let's sew one more log together and trim it together as well. So hold this in place. You can pin it if you want. I don't think you really need to. Just make sure it's tidy. Flip it over. You remember your block's being made on the front of this paper. This is your backstage. So now, without leaving, let's just see how we did here. And it's just a constant flipping. That's what paper piecing is. You've covered number 5, but you need to trim. Let's trim again. So all I do without getting up to go to my rotary cutter or anything, I just pinch this back. See that? See all that mess? Fold it back, and now it's time for the next red log. Okay, so you see how this gets going. Start over the video, you know. Take a look again. This series I'm making a mess. I'm throwing things around. Higgledy-piggledy. All right, now we have to trim this. So this is what you've got when you are done sewing your logs on. That's what the back looks like. All these threads are on the back. You can see them. And that shaded area, I shaded that myself, you know, to show you your 1/4 inch seam is included. So you need to trim this down because that's crazy looking, okay? So you trim on the outside edge of that 1/4 inch seam. So I'm going to do it. You're going to see how much fun it is. Don't do it here. This is your backstage, okay? Here we go. Got one of these to trim, so I better make it count. Not like that. Okay. I love doing that with the rotary cutter. Shook, 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 shook. Okay, I'm going to do it all 4 sides. And I'll tell you what I do with these is I don't tear the paper off each one as I get done. I make a whole bunch of them, and then I sit down with some horrible show on Hulu playing, like Intervention or Hoarders. And then I tear off all the paper for like an hour on all my different blocks, okay? Ready? Look how pretty that is. Look how nice that is. And that's our finished block. You don't get stretch. You don't get crazy lumpy things. You get a proper log cabin. An acceptable, a civilized log cabin is what you get. So, you know, and then once again, I want to show you this. When you get a bunch of these, now you don't have to do it this way, but you get a bunch of these together, you get a pretty neat thing. You can also just do them like that. Okay, and you get these cool sides. You can also do that, well, you can just reverse it like that. But if you go like this with the log cabin, do you see how you get stripes? That's why the magic of the log cabin is just amazing. So paper foundation piecing, man, do it. I'm teaching a class on this now. Go to maryfons.com to learn about all the classes I teach. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Check out the first episode. Go back, start at the beginning, and go slow, pause it, take a look, and you can always go to qnntv.com for more great videos, Quilty and otherwise. And we will see you next time on Quilty.
Quilty is brought to you by
Baby Lock. Baby Lock sewing and long arm machines. From piecing to long arming for the love of sewing. Aurifil. Aurifil Italian thread. Perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Dear Stella, a unique fabric brand with modern style. Fairfield, together we can make beautiful things. Hovels Sewing, cut to the point with Hovels Sewing. Moda, make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Northcott, cottons that feel like silk. Omnigrid, providing quilters with specialty rulers and accessories for over 30 years.